Any of y'all niggas ask me about a Cassidy question, we're gonna cut the interview. This a hip hop, this Philly, so we're gonna do whatever. We ain't got no limits to this interview. But first of all, cuz he a weirdo from the town. We ain't gonna use his name no more. Cuz he a weirdo from the town. He can't come back to the city really. Last 5 times he been back to the city, he was back here with me or even ARF. He ain't addressed everything ARF said in none of his raps because he won't address it. He's scared to address it. He won't dare address that. And ARF ain't saying nothing new. He been saying shit like this. He only saying it because of the camera.
Nah, I mean, if you would have asked me a year ago about Meek, you know what I'm saying, I would have had nothing but love for him. You know what I'm saying? I was doing a lot of records with him when he was in Philly before he got in this situation. You know, I bought him out to shows, BB Kings, everywhere I was at, I was rocking out with him. You know what I'm saying? But I just felt as though once he got on, things wasn't exactly the same. I don't know if it was because he was busy or he switched his pitch, but I don't know.
Meek Mill and Cassidy once had a solid friendship, but that bond turned sour real quick. What started as mutual respect between two Philly spitters spiraled into one of the wildest rap beefs the city's ever seen. And the diss tracks, straight legendary.
Going from there, I wanted to ask you, man, how did the beef, if you would call it that even, with Meek Mill originally start?
Misunderstandings. You know what I mean? I had a relationship with Meek Mills before his success. We did a lot of records together, hung out a lot of times. There's even a lot of footage that you could pull up and see of us, you know what I mean, developing a relationship before his success. But there's once he got more successful and started putting out singles, I reached out to him to work on a record. It made more sense now. We had records before when I was popping already and you was up and coming. So it was more one-sided, you know what I'm saying? But now that you got records out and you popping throughout the whole country, if we do a record together, it'd be big for the city. So I reached out and tried to get it done, but I guess it was a misunderstanding in the timing and the response and getting the record done. It seemed like it was real easy before the success came, but I still had success and I was making it easy for him to reach out, get records done. But when he got a little bit of success, it seemed like it was it just was, the timing was off, things was different. So at the time I just responded in a way and that's how the whole shit started. But you know, he don't owe me a record. It's not like he gotta definitely do nothing for me. We don't never gotta work again for the rest of our life. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes it just be misunderstandings of emotion. Sometimes you don't understand what niggas got going on in their life, what they capable of. I mean, he could be thinking yo, Cass gonna get busy, so I gotta really fully lock in and dedicate time to writing the best verse so we could do it big for the city, and I don't got that time right now. Who knows what could have been going on, you know what I'm saying? So it could have been just a misunderstanding, misinterpretations, but shit like that happened, and that's why we started dropping the songs and things like that.
Let's rewind and break down how this whole clash even started. Back in the early to mid-2000s, a young Robert Williams, better known now as Meek Mill, was sharpening his skills in Philly's gritty underground battle scene. He was hungry, grinding in the trenches, building a name off raw talent and relentless energy. Meanwhile, Cassidy was already a problem in the city. He'd been tearing up the battle rap circuit since the 90s, undefeated, with a slick flow and punchlines that hit hard. Cassidy was no regular street rapper. He caught major attention and eventually signed with the Rough Riders as part of a group called Larceny. But he didn't stop there. He became the face of Full Surface Records, a label run by none other than his mentor, Swizz Beatz. Cassidy's big breakout moment came when he featured on Bigger Than Business alongside Snoop Dogg, Jadakiss, and Diddy. After that, it was up. His debut album, Split Personality, dropped on March 16, 2004, and it made waves, selling 118,000 copies in its first week.
The reason you let me down is because I'm on Twitter yesterday and I'm arguing with people. I'm like, When it comes to songs, Meek Mill might make better songs, but when it comes to battle rapping, he don't want no problems with Cassidy.
He definitely don't.
But then I hear the diss record and I'm like, it wasn't what I was expecting. You could have came a little harder.
That's because it wasn't a diss record, you know what I'm saying? I was messing around with the beats, got my MP back, was banging out and just put something together. But I just put it out a couple hours after we went through that Twitter situation, so everybody called it a Meek diss.
But it wasn't. It just was a record that I just put out just to get the street some bars. If I do a diss record, it's going to be on the ether level, if not worse. It's going to be direct. You're going to know it's a diss record. You're going to know who I'm talking about. That was just a little record I just threw out there for the streets to keep them fed. You know what I'm saying?
So all the kidnapping your daughter, that wasn't Meek. That wasn't for Meek.
Nah, none of that was for Meek.
Oh, okay.
You listen to
Meek
the
has
bars.
his son.
You listen to the bars, you could know that wasn't directed at him. That was just, I was just rapping.
All right, now let's talk about you and Meek Mill for a second, because obviously that's a hot topic that's been going on. What is the problem with you two? Is it really just over this battling and then it just went too far, or were there problems before this?
Nah, I mean, if you would have asked me a year ago about Meek, you know what I'm saying, I would have had nothing but love for him. You know what I'm saying? I was doing a lot of records with him when he was in Philly before he got in this situation. You know, I bought him out the shows, BB Kings, everywhere I was at, I was rocking out with him. You know what I'm saying? But I just felt as though once he got on, things wasn't exactly the same. I don't know if it was because he was busy or he switched his pitch, but I don't know. But I still kept it all the same. You know what I mean? Until I started seeing him talking crazy on Twitter. I know y'all know, like a couple months ago, he started saying little slick stuff on Twitter because I retweeted something somebody said. I'm not even sure if I read the whole tweet. I just wanted to let him know that people on the street want to see us still do music like how we used to now that he on. You know what I'm saying? But he started talking crazy on Twitter, so I wanted to wait till I got a chance to see him.
What do you mean by talking crazy?
I don't remember the exact message he put, but he is up there. You know what I'm saying?
Like, was it something you know was directed towards you, or could it not have?
Definitely. It was directed towards me.
He definitely added you in the tweets.
Yeah, he definitely directed it towards me, and he was talking a little crazy. So I wanted to wait until I got a chance to see him. He talking about, I'm always home, you could come see me. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna wait till I see him to see, you know what I'm saying, where we at with it. I seen him at the 2K party, we was busting it up. He was making it seem like everything was cool. I was in the studio the other day, I left it alone. And then a little while ago, people start calling me, telling me he wanted to battle me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, that don't make sense to me. He know what I'm capable of. So for him to want to battle me, I just don't understand that, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I was going to get the money away to charity. We got the sponsors to put up the chicken for us, you know what I'm saying? So I thought it'd be good for hip-hop. No disrespect to the music y'all play or the music that dudes doing nowadays, but it ain't too focused on bars how it used to be. You know what I'm saying? Dude used to be focused on saying the craziest things, and now it's more about having fun, you know what I'm saying? So I thought it'd bring some excitement back into hip-hop. I thought it'd be a good look for hip-hop, for battle rappers, and for the culture, period. So I was willing to do it. But a little later, I found out that he ain't want to battle me. He said that he wanted me and Mook to battle, and he wasn't really wanting to battle, even though he said he wanted to get back in the battle game with underground rappers. He did say that. And he said if he could battle somebody that was on, it'd be even better. So from me coming to the table, I should have fit in that category. But, you know, he know what I'm capable of, so I guess he just reconsidered when I said I wanted to do it. So once I found that out, I left it alone till I was in the studio the other day. And all of a sudden, I hear he talking crazy on Twitter again. I look at the twit.
Yeah, I got the tweet here. He said you gotta get popping first to battle
like,
me.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm thinking like, wow. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, years and years ago when he was probably in middle school, I had plaques on my wall. You know what I'm saying? I got platinum singles. So, I mean, everybody got their own opinion. You say he make better songs, that's cool. He got his little wave right now. You know what I'm saying? To a certain extent. But I been did that. You know what I'm saying? I been laid that groundwork for my city. So for me to be popping, what do you mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't really understand exactly what he meant. But at the end of the day,
I guess he means relevant, like right now, like what's hot at the moment.
Yeah, but you know, once we get into that battle and somebody get their head bit off, then I'ma automatically be hot again. So but I don't want people to think it was some publicity stunt on my behalf. Like I just came up with this plan to attack somebody that's popping right now. I just was responding to what he was doing and what he was saying. It wasn't like I initiated it.
One of the biggest tracks from the project, Hotel with R. Kelly, it was everywhere. Then came I'm a Hustler on June 28, 2005, which only pushed Cassidy higher. But by January 2006, everything took a dark turn. Cassidy got caught up in a serious case. He was arrested and later convicted of involuntary manslaughter, 2 counts of aggravated assault, and possession of a weapon. He ended up serving 11 to 23 months behind bars. After getting out of prison, Cassidy came back swinging. He dropped his third album, BARS, The Barry Adrian Reese Story, on November 6, 2007, pushing 63,000 copies in the first week. But not long after, Cassidy split from Swizz Beatz and cut ties with his label.
Streets want to know, like, you know, they've been locked on you for the last couple of weeks. You know what I mean? You've been going back and forth with Cassidy. You know, they want to know, like, will you respond or not? Like,
see, my whole thing is like, you know, like when you going back and forth with somebody, man, if you think 3 weeks back, you wouldn't have asked me this question. If we this record or whatever, and after this record, the next day you gotta try to drop a new song and you try and benefit off me, that's when it becomes not a game no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't benefiting off of me. That little shit, your interviews, that go away in 4 weeks and 50 days or some shit like that. That shit is all over with. So like, you know what I'm saying? When it become that, it ain't fun no more to me. It's a nigga trying to steal from me, basically. And you know what I'm saying? I'm not. I just let you hear 3-4 minutes of me going in on dude, but I ain't gonna drop it. My whole thing is, man, I make boss moves, I make power moves, I get money, I'm living life, I'm taking care of my family, my bills is paid up. If that's, you know, the game, it ain't nothing really going on right now. So for the internet wise, like, they don't got nothing else to look forward to when they wake up. All they got to do is Cassidy this, and Meek Mill this. We ain't doing that no more. You make a single. I don't do that all the time. That's not my twist. You know what I'm saying? I did it for the hell of it. You was running your mouth. First of all, we gonna get this out the way too. This is one last time. And this only for a Finny interview. Any of y'all niggas ask me about a Cassidy question, we're gonna cut the interview. This a hip hop, this Philly, so we gonna do whatever. We ain't got no limits to this interview. But first of all, cuz he a weirdo from the town. We ain't gonna use his name no more. Cuz he a weirdo from the town. He can't come back to the city, really. Last 5 times he been back to the city, he was back here with me or even ARF. He ain't addressed everything ARF said in none of his raps because he won't address it. He's scared to address it. He won't dare address that. And ARF ain't saying nothing new. He been saying shit like this. He only saying it because of the camera. We talk every day damn near. And this before, when AIM got shot 10 times, I'm the only nigga talking to him. When he did the song with Swiss, I played parts in putting that together with AIM and linking with Swiss and doing the song. You know, cuz not even official. Back in the day, it was either you with 50 Cent or Ja Rule. I was with 50 Cent. No disrespect to Ja Rule. I was with 50 Cent. 50 Cent made Ja Rule look bad at the time. And I'm with 50 Cent, man. It's like, if you see O'Malley go on a DVD and talk crazy about me, don't listen to my raps no more. If he might just be, if it's 45 minutes of just straight nonsense, he just going in on me. I don't want you to listen to my shit no more. It's real and it's fake, and that's the difference with the game right now, man. I stick to the script. You ain't gonna see me with no tight ass clothes on, no freaky ass clothes, no dumbass songs to sell no records. I stick to the script. I make good music. I rap hood shit. I rap about money, the life I'm living right now. I ain't doing none of that freak dumbass shit. And for a nigga to say they made a lane for Philly, y'all niggas, first you had a dumbass song, Come to My Hotel. Drummer bass, a dumbass song. Drinking My Two-Step, a dumbass song. None of my shit don't even go near a direction like that. My shit, I'm a boss. I'm talking about riding through my old hood. But I'm in my new whip. Same old. You ever seen my Ghost before? I ride through my hood in my Ghost when I had my shit out here. Same old attitude, but they said they gonna rob me, see me never do shit. Meet me in the bathroom, I fuck a while the water running. That's me and Malik Wayne's out Vegas. When I said my youngin' in the other room fucking up, like, that's Malik Wayne's before he went to the NBA. I don't hang around because he in the NBA. You'll never see me with Malik Wayne's. That was me and him out Vegas. Been doing this shit was years ago. House party been out for 2-3 years now. And you know, my shit don't consist of that for a month. Only thing I say, open the door for fucking Philly. I say Beanie Siegel. I say in the Prop, a few motherfuckers from the Prop. I mean, really Freeway. I say Beanie Siegel. I say Freeway. I say the Roots. I say the Eve. I say Jill Scott. I say Will Smith. I don't think of homie when it comes to Philly. You know what I'm saying? And a Philly motherfucker shouldn't even want to represent. They don't even dress like he from Philly. Just wear 5X shirts and dumb fake ass Air Force Ones and do-rags and shit like that. That don't represent Philly, you know what I'm saying?
Things were starting to shift. Now let's rewind it a bit to 2006. Around that time, Robert Williams officially stepped into his solo rap career, calling himself Meek Mills, before trimming it down to just Meek Mill. He started heating up the streets with a string of mixtapes, especially his iconic Flamer series. That tape had the hood buzzing. But Meek's rise didn't come without setbacks. In 2008, he got hit with a charge for possession of drug paraphernalia and ended up sentenced to 11.5 to 23 months behind bars, plus 7 years of probation. Then, in January 2009, Meek was locked up, but by June, just 5 months later, he got out on parole and had to follow house arrest rules. When Meek touched back down, guess who was there to welcome him? Cassidy. Yep, the Philly vet showed him love, and the two kicked it heavy for a minute. There's even old footage of them trading freestyles right in Meek's living room. It looked like they were on the same team. Then came the game changer, March 12th, 2010, when Meek dropped his Flamers 2.5, The Wait Is Over mixtape. That joint lit the streets on fire. Just a few months later in August, he followed up with Mr. Philadelphia and surprised fans with a fresh new look. He chopped off his signature braids. By February 2011, Meek Mill signed with Rick Ross's Maybach Music Group, and from there, his career took off like a rocket. But the heat wasn't done yet, because on August 11th, things started getting real crazy. In 2011, Meek Mill came through with the first Dream Chasers mixtape, and after that, there was no denying it. He was one of the hottest names in the rap game. But not everybody was celebrating his come-up. Cassidy started noticing a shift. He claimed Meek had gotten real cocky and full of himself after blowing up.
Recently, we just had this whole Meek Mill, the Game, and the Beanie Siegel shit. And there's a verse where Game getting at Meek, and he said your name. He said something about I'm on the way to Philly, la da da, listening to the old cast. Mm-hmm. What did you think of that when you first heard that?
Shout outs to Game.
Okay.
Game respect bars. Like, we got videos together where, you know, Game big me up for having bars, and this was back in the day.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So Game Ben knew I get it popping, and he probably know that me and Meek went through something before, so who else would you want to listen to at that time but me? And the old when I was going at him, it gave you a guideline and a formula of how to defeat the nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, you know, shout out the Game for that.
Right, okay. So what do you think about that beef as a whole? Like, what's your opinion on that, on that whole beef? Like, what is your opinion on that whole beef?
Well, it's like, I'm not I got loads around me that be like all on social media and all that shit, like finding out the information and getting it to me. But I'm not like a vicious boy, like go to every site and know all of the information, and I ain't talk to them personally.
Right.
So I'm not even sure if all of the shit I know is even the truth or what really started it, or, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm not really sure. But if Meek, you know, was like showing Nicki pictures of the nigga Safari popping the bitch,
right.
Then he got something to do with the cops coming to Game crib, then I don't approve of that. It's like, I don't care where I'm from or what, I don't approve of that, but I didn't see the paperwork. I don't know if that's the truth.
Okay.
I don't know what Meek's saying about the Game is the truth, you know what I'm saying? That's between them.
Right.
And I don't feel no type of way about it. I seen a lot of people commenting on social media like, yo, help Meek, man. For Philly, yo, you should really help Meek, man. It's like, what? Meek never helped me do nothing. Like, when I had problems like paying a bill or something, it's like, where was Meek? Meek was like holding up all his money like he talking on the phone, and I'm like, yo, helping out. Like, Meek wasn't there for me, so why when a nigga got a problem with Meek, I should help him out? Like, that don't make no sense.
Right.
Especially when Game is my man. Like, I f with Game.
Okay.
Like, I done got money with Game. I done called Game out to jump on records with me. The Game was there. He's been on my albums before. We done did songs and videos and all type of shit. Like, so I got money with Game. I never got no money with me.
Right.
So it's like, why would I help me? Or why would I get involved? That's between them.
Right.
But I like to see niggas going through that. I like the competitive you know what I mean, energy that's getting back in the game. I like the way the temperature is shifting. I like what's going on because that's what I love, and that's where I excel at.
According to Cassidy, he reached out to Meek a few times, trying to collab on music now that Meek was popping. But Meek wasn't trying to hear it. That rubbed Cassidy the wrong way, especially since he had shown Meek love before the fame. Cassidy felt played, like Meek turned his back on him right when things flipped. From there, the tension started bubbling. Cassidy even said, "I wanted to ask you, man, how did the beef, if you would call it that, even with Meek Mill originally?" It was clear he didn't feel the love anymore. Then in November 2012, things finally exploded. Meek hopped on Twitter and challenged Cassidy to a $100,000 rap battle. Cassidy was with it. He accepted that challenge without hesitation. But Meek switched up fast and walked it back. He tweeted, "Now I don't want to battle, LOL. I'm gonna stick to making this fire. Dudes talk too much. I'm not gonna battle none of these dudes. That's not popping. I'm popping. Some of these dudes gotta pay me to do that. My album hotter than any battle rap you can ever make. Dreams and nightmares go get that real shit, man. I said I wanted Mook and Cassidy to battle. Mook the king of that shit to me." Just a month later, in December, Cassidy got a deal to make a remix of Gangnam Style called Custom Style. Meek clowned it hard. He jumped on Instagram and posted a pic of Cassidy with the caption, "Go to rapwriter.com. This is the worst song in the history of rapping. This gotta be a joke." Cassidy wasn't gonna let that slide. Just a few days later, he fired back with a track called Me, Myself, and iPhone, and he threw some serious shots at Meek Mill. This is where things really popped off on wax. After Cassidy dropped Me, Myself, and iPhone, the beef was officially in full swing. Cass pulled up to the Breakfast Club to talk about the situation, laying it all out with no filter. But Meek wasn't staying quiet either. Cassidy's longtime friend A.R. Ab stepped in and made it clear he wasn't picking sides. He said straight up that he didn't care about the beef and that he wasn't larceny family. That comment hit Cassidy sideways. So on January 5th, 2013, Cassidy came back with straight fire. He dropped a 10-minute diss track called Raid. And he went off. Cass bodied the beat while switching through classic hip-hop instrumentals like it was nothing. It was a lyrical massacre. Meek Mill clapped back on Twitter, hyped and ready for smoke. He posted a string of tweets saying, "Let's stop tweeting and give the fans what they want tomorrow. I'm done dissing when you don't got time to write raps. We gon' donate. Then we could give the money to the schools they trying to shut down. Our city needs it. Let's do it tomorrow." Then he threw more jabs. "You don't even come back home, and when Beanie Siegel was in jail, he was never on PC, so we know that was a lie. After tomorrow, I don't want to hear no more about it. Now we calling your bluff. Somebody put up the money. If you don't got it, I'm waiting, riding through my old hood in my new whip." Meek kept firing, tweeting, "The Cassidy larceny, you got booked for a body you ain't due and took a deal on your co-defendant, left him for dead, halfway telling."
Back in the day, you tried to sign Meek Mill, he declined, right?
Well, yeah, I had a situation. It's like when I first got split, when I first split from the majors and I started to go independent.
Mm-hmm.
And I had an independent deal, and I was going to give him an independent situation to keep doing what he was doing on the streets, but get more of an audience.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a stepping stone before he signed to a major, because I know he was planning on doing that soon. But it ain't necessarily work out. You know what I mean? But I was just showing love to meet a dude from my city. You know what I mean? And I was in the business way before me, so I had a lot more information. And I knew a lot because I already been through them budgets before, already put out projects and know how the game go. So, you know what I mean? I was just trying to show him the independent format from that time, something that I was on at that time. So, it ain't necessarily work out, but business ain't fair. So you see what me going through now. Like in the beginning, when you first signing them contracts and they investing in you and you got radio budgets and you go from being a hood nigga to being a celebrity and everybody know you, there's so much going on that you blinded to the fact that the paperwork and the contracts and the situation ain't right. You just so excited to be in the predicament you in. But after you in that predicament for a minute, you in that situation, you know what it's like to be a star, you comfortable with it, then you start wanting to know where my money at. And once they start letting you know that you don't got no money coming in and you actually owe us money, then that's when you start asking questions. You start asking managers, lawyers. It start getting weird. And I seen it a million times. I just know stuff like that be happening. So, you know what I mean? I definitely spoke about that, not just with Meek, but with all of these rappers. I be trying to let them know that those are the type of things that come along with the game.
But when fans expected Meek to respond with a track, he stayed silent. A couple of weeks later, he sat down with Hip Hop since 1987 for an interview. When asked if he was dropping a diss back at Cassidy, Meek shut it down. He said he wasn't responding and called Cassidy a weirdo from the town who doesn't even come back to Philly. 2 months after calling Cassidy a weirdo, Meek Mill hit another interview, and this time he came with bars. He spit a diss he had written for Cassidy, but fans still had to wait. It wasn't until 8 months later, on September 5th, 2013, that Meek finally dropped the full track called Kendrick You Next. In it, he aimed shots straight at Cassidy and even sent a warning to Kendrick Lamar, letting him know he could get it next. Cassidy didn't waste no time. Just 2 days later, he clapped back with Catch a Body, another brutal diss track aimed at Meek. He was showing once again that when it comes to battle bars, he was untouchable. Cass was out for blood and didn't hold back at all. Then in June 2014, Cassidy sat down with DJ Vlad and played it cool, saying the whole back and forth with Meek was just hip-hop, nothing more. But the drama didn't fully die. Fast forward to 2016, and Meek Mill found himself in a heated beef with The Game. On Game's diss track Pest Control, he name-dropped Cassidy. When Cass was asked about it in a This Is 50 interview, he gave props to Game for the shout-out, and even touched on his own past beef with Meek. For a while, things seemed calm, like the beef had been put to rest. But in 2017, Cassidy popped back up in another Vlad TV interview, where he threw shade again, saying he didn't see Meek Mill or Kendrick Lamar as real battle rappers. Then in early 2021, Cassidy hit the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast and broke it all down again. He claimed Meek started switching up after he signed his record deal, and to make it even messier, later that same year, Meek Mill had a public falling out with Rick Ross and MMG. That's when Meek admitted his deal with Maybach Music Group wasn't all that great. Meek Mill didn't hold back when he aired out his issues with MMG. He tweeted, "I haven't gotten paid for music, and I don't know how much money labels make off me. I need lawyers. ASAP." It was clear. Meek felt like he was getting played and wanted answers, fast. So now it wasn't just rap beef. Meek was officially at battle with his own label. Then in February 2022, Cassidy pulled up once again on the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast. When asked about Meek's drama with MMG, he kept it real, saying he had tried to help Meek in the past, but things just didn't go how he hoped. Since then, silence. No more shots, no diss tracks, no studio reunions. This beef between Meek Mill and Cassidy still hasn't been settled, even after all these years. And honestly, it'd be wild to see them finally link up, maybe drop a freestyle or two, just for the culture. If you like this breakdown, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share with your people. We've got more heat on the way, so don't miss it. See you on the next one.